You're mostly just working to pay for food and petrol and get into work, and that's about it, really.
Millions in the UK are struggling as the cost of living crisis deepens.
The cost of living crisis is making my life challenging.
And a growing number of studies are showing women are hit the hardest.
The cost of living crisis, pandemic, all of them, they have affected women and children the most.
Navinci, are you ready now? I never wished to be a single parent. I knew from very early on that I would have to be strong, always being resourceful with plan B, C, D, and E. My name is Isabel and I'm 35 years old. I live in South London with my daughter, which is 7. Every month something basic is getting more expensive.
She likes it.
She does, doesn't she?
It shouldn't be that everybody does have to get to the point where we've lost our homes and we're completely reliant on food banks until people start to realise that it is actually a crisis that we're having. My name is Zoe Smith and I am a care assistant, and I've also got 2 young children.
Women's charities warn the cost of living crisis is putting increased pressure on their services.
Before, we were dealing with 400 women. In a couple of months, we are expecting it will be 700.
How are you? Walaikum assalam. How are you, sweetie?
My name is Sonia Jalal, and I'm the founder of Hull Sisters. The cost of living crisis, whether you take pandemic, all of them, they have affected women and children the most. And then when you take these ignored, marginalized women, which are Black and ethnic minority women, they have been affected more by it. I have another 2-3 more women before you. We provide food, clothes, sanitary items. Along with that, the vouchers for electric and gas. The demand has gone up so much.
Women are more likely to be paid less than men and more likely to be in insecure work like 0-hour contracts.
At the minute, I earn £12.50 an hour. 3 12-hour shifts would be the minimum I could do, but that would literally be to cover my very, very basic needs. You okay? I'm driving to work every day. So I used to put roughly around £40 a month in my car, and it would fill the car up and it would last the whole month. And I'm putting around £40 a week in now to half fill the car, and it literally just about lasts the week, and sometimes I have to put a bit more in. Are you going to carry him? No. If I was a single mum, I don't think I would be able to work full time, because I don't know who would fetch my children at 6 o'clock at night and put them in bed and everything.
Oh, do you want it the black or the red side?
90% of single-parent households are headed by women, and just under half are living in poverty.
I have to give up my work. I'm just too stressed thinking about how I'm gonna pay this. And also the traveling cost. I can't afford to go every day to work and that my wages go on my travel rather than food or other expense I need to spend it on. I'm relying on university credit at the moment, and like a good 70% goes straight to my rent. Sometimes it does happen, I have to stop my debit from certain bill, and it's just awful to then have to top up the following month, but sometimes you just don't have choice. And be a good girl.
I will.
I couldn't afford to go part-time because what I would earn would be just enough to cover the childcare, but not paying for food or bills, electricity.
You okay?
Food prices are rising at record rates, on average adding more than £800 a year to shopping bills. And research suggests women are more likely to be buying and budgeting for these items.
There's definitely a difference in food. You could get like 5 tins of soup for £3 or something, couldn't you, before? And now it was £6 the other day for 4 tins of soup. All this costs £67, I think, for 3 days. I got a lady who did me a meal plan, and she measured everything out roughly for how much is what you need.
At the beginning, I didn't want to use food bank.
Hello, Isabel, how are you?
I have to make sure there was food on the table every day.
One item from the section and then one from across the pastors and rises.
I try to live in the present, but as I guess any single parents, we do not want to end up in bed and breakfast. This is horrible. It did happen to me and my daughter in our previous flat because we have to evacuate, and it was highly traumatic for both of us.
Father, I pray for Isabel. I pray that you will give her health and peace for her and her daughter this week. Look after them this week. Amen.
There's send a lot of donations our way, and we have a fair share as well. So there's sometimes send dried goods like tins, rice, things like that, so we just keep it in here for them.
Period pads, our biggest one we give out. We get boxes and boxes and they're gone by the end of the week. I see some tampons the other day for like £1. Some of the women get £8 a week, and it's like, that's just like to cover my bread, milk, tea, coffee. Even we have women come here that have husbands that work, and they come here so because they don't have their own money, because the husband keeps it for himself.
Financial inequality existed long before this cost of living crisis, but stagnating wages and soaring prices have left many concerned that some women will fall further behind.
Women take the brunt of a lot of it because in many, many cases it will be the women who have dropped their full-time work to part-time work after having children, or people who are married to men who are earning a lot more money than they are. I don't have the contract that he's got, and I don't have a private pension, and I don't have sick pay and such, so if he has time off then he'll still get paid. If I have time off there'll literally be no income whatsoever. Even though we've not struggled and had to cut back a massive amount, there's not really a lot of emergency money for if anything breaks or to cover if I need time off work or anything.
They cannot cope with the cost of living crisis. They are living in extreme poverty. They are living in a very bad houses. For example, all are fully damp. It has affected their health and mental well-being as well. In this hopeless situation, we don't see any light at the end of the tunnel, but maybe there is a light and we can find, and finger crossed.
It's okay to be down for some time, and it's okay to receive help from other people. Like everybody hits the rock bottom at some point, and there's no shame on being down because you can only go up.